Hello.
Colleen?
Yes.
Tom?
Yeah.
So is that the normal greeting
When
when the doorbell rings?
he is
Yes.
around, yes.
Yes.
So that dog's normally not around?
No, that dog is normally here.
Okay.
She is the queen of the house.
Okay.
She came first.
Okay.
Colleen came home with Trooper in August.
Have there been any problems
True.
between the dogs themselves?
Oh, Fortune, the little one, lets Trooper know when she's crossing the line.
She'll like snap at him if he gets too close, and he'll just like sit down. And
Okay. But there's never been really any altercation between them?
No,
No.
he's good. Like, he walks away from her,
Uh-huh.
but he's a bull in a china shop and sometimes
like
runs
if they're
over
next
her.
to each other, he'll like run into her, like not knowing his own spatial awareness.
If I get a dog that's barking at the door, especially, that means that dog thinks that that's his job, and already the dog is led to believe that that's his job or her job because it's been able to continue. Okay? So whether that dog has started it and you let that dog do that in the beginning and this dog is following through, this is something that you guys have built. This is the house that you built. Okay? And so what happens is, if we don't address that first, then all the other stuff, you're just putting the cart before the horse. And the way we address this is,
I've never seen him like this.
right.
He's
With
probably
anyone
like
who's
that
in the
because
house.
Fortune's in there barking.
Yeah,
away.
and so for whatever reason, if you can't stop it, then someone would have to step in and say, hey, shh, quiet. That's all I need. See?
The other one, though.
Well, the other one. Well, here's what happens, and if you had told me that you had two dogs in the house, I could have put that on our first
Sorry, I
evaluation
wasn't
sheet.
even.
You know,
Because one of the things with Fortune's almost 15 years old,
right?
so the chances
Doesn't matter. No.
Yeah.
That's fallacy.
right
The dog, 15, 5 years old, 5 months.
she could change.
Changes. And we have a pit bull also. They're really great nanny dogs, but there's a funny thing that happens, and I've seen this over and over again, where toddlers, especially, and kids with a little high energy, they just tend to move away from them. And so we just have to say, hey, no, this is okay. You still have to be around this. But we have to have full control of the dog before we even start that part of the program and introduction to small kids. I have to know I have complete control of this dog. I have to know that he's not going to start barking at kids, especially. We don't want him scaring anybody. But the fact is, most of the time, if this dog, and like you said, is the queen of the house, I would like to think that one of you guys is the queen of the house. I'd like to think that you're the queen of the house.
Doesn't work that way when she's around.
But unfortunately, you put yourself in that situation. So we
That's
hear
a tough
this all the
spot.
time. And so I give out a lot of tough love.
That's
I
fine.
don't pull any punches because I don't have time.
Right.
We're busy, but we just don't have time.
Got it?
And so if you don't change that
cycle.
yeah, if you don't change that narrative, then you guys are sunk. Right from the beginning. Shh, quiet. Shh. So you see, I'm addressing it now, but that would be your job. So anytime, even that little low-level growl that he just did, hey, shh, quiet. I don't want that. I'm just letting him know that's not going to happen. So it can't even escalate. So I don't even care what he's growling about. If he doesn't like my voice, or he doesn't like two guys being in here, he doesn't like us being dressed in black. I don't, he doesn't like black guys. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. I have to address that if I'm the owner. Now what I'm doing, I just came in and I just took over his space a little bit. I said, oh wow, somebody else made me do something that I thought was my job, and they made me stop doing that. So just like this one right here, she thinks that that's her job. Once we let a dog bark at my door, they think, and I let that happen, and it's continuous, they think that that's their job. They're doing what they...
Well, yeah, my husband did teach her how to bark. She didn't bark until she was Like 9 months old?
She was like, we got her when she was a baby, like and she like wouldn't bark because they don't bark yet. And he would sit there and bark at her.
She still wasn't barking when she was 9 months old.
Is that the craziest thing you've ever heard?
Yes.
The dog to bark.
Yeah, that's one of them.
That's up there. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, and the only way I would want to teach my dog to bark is on command, where I'm asking the dog to guard or alert to something. Say I was hard of hearing and the phone rings. I need my dog to bark to let me know the phone is ringing. That's probably not the case. Barking, right? Because they get the sense that they should be in control of something, and that they have to take care of something. So I call the business No Barking Around for a reason. If you do all the right things with a dog, I don't even rarely have to address barking in my house, because all the dogs that we have, I start them off the right way. They realize somebody else has everything taken care of. They don't have to bark at anything. I don't even know what our dog sounds like, and I don't want to. I don't want him barking. He's a pit bull. He's a nice-sized dog. He doesn't need to be barking at anybody, unless I really want him to. And it just lends itself to how social you can be with your dog also.
Right.
Whether it's people coming in your house, or you going out of the house, and your dog starts barking at somebody, and you've got to apologize, or you've got to, or you're scaring somebody. It sort of closes your circle of, social ability. So, the first thing that we usually address, good boy, so even that look, you see, he gave me a look, I come over, I just do that, and this is normally what I get for dogs. I mean, I automatically understand that if the dog is not being controlled, then I have to go in and take control of this dog, okay? And so, we start with really how the dog is being walked and exercised, because even though he's got 3 legs, this dog has got an engine inside of him that's huge.
Oh yeah.
So my next question is, how much exercise are both of them getting? And I don't mean just to walk. How much full out run do they get?
He plays regularly with the dog next door, who's also a pit bull.
Okay.
And they just like go in the backyard, like off leash, and run around.
Okay. Gets out a lot?
Like, yeah, I would say almost every day, and if he's not doing that, he goes on walks.
Okay. Does he get any flat out running though? Real flat out, run
Like
with this
sprinting?
dog? Yeah, sprinting, running,
Yeah,
full field.
we have like a game that, because he's not good at fetch, but he'll like run with a ball in his mouth, and I'll throw another ball, and he'll like go like full out run for that.
Okay.
And we do that every day.
Okay. Because fetch can be taught also. If you want the dog to do fetch, that can be taught. If you want to be able to just throw something and bring it back.
I like moving around with him.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I know
good.
it's
That's
a
good
weird game, but
that's not.
I like
as long
not
as you're moving
standing in
around
one spot.
and the dog is getting some good run in, that's important. In fact, he's not curious about me, even sitting down. That worries me a little bit. Just that little piece right there. That even if I've given him some discipline, now he's already gone, wow, this guy is, has got me covered. But usually I'll go like this sometimes. Go like this. So move away from him for me. Okay. What's up, handsome? All right. How's he usually with people?
He is like kind of indifferent, kind of like this a lot, like but doesn't mind people like petting him.
Okay.
Or coming up to him, but a lot of time he doesn't give them like attention back. He's just like, okay.
Right. So he's not overly friendly. He's not really going in for the waggy tail, blah blah blah. Pet
The
me.
people he knows, yes.
Yeah.
The people,
Good
for friends
strangers.
come over that.
Yeah, strangers.
over-
If we're out and he's like strangers come up, like he'll just sit down or lay down and just
Let them pet.
take the loving.
He doesn't growl or bark at them.
Just kidding.
Just kids. So he's actually growling and barking at kids now. Is he doing
Growling,
that?
not
Growling.
barking. Usually, unless like they start yelling, he'll bark.
So when you say kids, are these kids in your neighborhood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like definitely like, because there's a lot of kids, but there's kids that are like the same age, but some are taller than others, and like the shorter ones.
Yeah, it's a hard time.
Yeah, but like the kids the same age that are just like maybe 3 inches taller, he's fine with.
Right. What's up? So the lack of curiosity is, it's a concern.
Mm-hmm.
It's a concern with me. I want dogs to be gregarious as much as possible. I want them to be curious and friendly, so that it doesn't give me this sense of this dog might be thinking about doing something.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And so, if you have time, first thing I want to do is the walk.
Mm-hmm.
So I know we're kind of stretched for a little space, but I just want to show you how to change the walk a little bit, and just see how you're walking with him first.
Mm-hmm.
Bring him back into the house. I want to see if we can duplicate what we just did coming into the door, if we can start to correct just that behavior first, to gain some control of him. Because even like I said, like the growling, so once I heard that, boom, I corrected it, he stopped. Having that same control over your dog is necessary for you, that you start to see that and you say, oh, well, I could do that. You know, I could easily do that. If I hear him growling, I could firmly tell him that, hey, it's not what I want, and he should start to comply. But it starts with the walk. It really starts with the relationship that you guys have on the walk, that he's going to start to follow you more, that he's not out in front leading you. I see you already have a harness on him. Not a great piece of equipment for a dog. So here's a good thing. Here's a sign of a dog that really hasn't had any rules, boundaries, or limitations and real discipline, because he's responding really well right now to me.
To you, right?
Extremely well.
Right.
I mean, he's not even coming to you right now because he's like, is this what this guy wants?
Wants me to do.
You know? So really what our course of action is going to be is not only the walk, but showing you how to be a little bit more firmer, a little bit firmer with the dog, really give him some boundaries and limitations without being hard on him, without being cruel. We're never going to be, still being loving.
That's my problem, because like I told you I volunteered at dog shelters, and I could do that with other people's dogs, like the dogs at the shelter, but with him I'm just like, oh, you're so cute.
Yeah, and you know what?
Well,
probably you already know you feel sorry for him a little bit.
I mean,
Just a little bit.
probably.
Yeah, you do.
I don't want to say it, or I don't think it consciously.
Exactly, but there's an underlying
Yeah.
current of you feeling sorry for the dog because of his condition, and in a way you can never help a dog like that. And I know you want to, but it'd be like someone who has a drug addiction. You can't help him if you feel sorry for him.
Right.
You're only going to enable him, and so you're basically enabling this dog a little bit more than he needs to be. You know, he's perfectly healthy.
Yeah.
Perfectly capable.
Yeah, you are.
Absolutely. You know, he's a super athlete still.
Yeah.
You know, and we call all these dogs, all pit bulls, they fit into the super athlete category. A lot of dogs do, but these do, and you got to be a super coach. You know, and you can't feel, there's no room for this being your baby right now. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
He's a dog. He's a great dog. Treat him like a great dog instead of like your baby, and you're going to get really what you want out of him.
Makes sense.
Okay.
But we don't go on the street in the snow too much because of the salt. Like, he would cry on the salt. And you could really only do like one block.
Okay.
But I think it's like a slow walk.
Yeah, I mean, the walk is really on you. You know, how fast you want to go, where you want to go. You know, what I'm just observing is how he is on the leash, and the fact that he's doing the same thing that most do is that, you know, he'll stop and start everywhere. He'll stop and sniff everything.
hi. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
See, so that right there, we getting that?
Yep.
We're in class today. We're training today.
Oh, we're training? I'm sorry.
No, please, you're helping.
I have a Shiba.
You're helping us right now.
You want to deal with my Shiba?
Sure. Like that reading right there. That's.
Not necessary.
Yeah, and it's not a proper breeding when we want the dog to be, you know, really social and really start to have this feeling of you know, I want him to be accepted. So right now you're letting him. Yeah, and so this is the other thing that happens with most people about the walk is that because the dog has been inside, now he's peed enough. Now he's just, you know, he's just trying to mark right now. But what happens is people let the dog do all the sniffing and stopping and control the walk because they feel sorry this dog's been inside. And so they feel like, oh, this is my dog's time. I'm going to let him do whatever he wants.
So are sniffing walks not a thing?
Absolutely.
They're not. No.
So the reason why is that
There's so many false things out there.
there are. And
like I've definitely watched videos where it's like it's rewarding to them to sniff.
No, and you got to think about how a dog is. The dog literally can smell everything out there already.
So
He doesn't have to stop to smell where that dog pees. Now, but if I let him, he's going to think that that's what he's allowed to do also.
Okay.
The fact is the walk is the development of your relationship with the dog to let the dog know that he has to follow you. That's what the walk is all about. When we get to a place like a field or any other place, then we let our dogs do exactly what they want to do, which is sniff and dig and play and do everything they want to do, which is what you've got them doing on the walk. So, bust it out already. So back to what I was saying, the whole idea of this walk is to develop your relationship as the leader of this dog. You know, so he's still thinking he's on point, he's leading, he's paying attention to that. He just stop. All right. So let's go back so that we don't pass him too much because we're going to make the same walk with some better equipment. Come. Now, I want you to know that this can't hurt him. Come. Good boy. Come. So you can see how strong he is. I can see already how capable he is. Come. Good boy. Come. Hey. Come. Good boy. Right there. Hey. Come. Hey. So you can see how he hasn't been used to following anybody? See that?
Yes.
So right now, he's almost right in the mode right there. You see that? Ears back. He's right next to me. He's wondering, wow. Good boy. Hey. Not bad. It's a good start. So the nice thing is right now is that he stopped immediately when I stopped. Okay. Stayed in right next to me without me having to pull on this leash. See that? There's no tension on the leash. Cooper, come. Hey, with me. That's so nice. Good boy. Hey. Whoa, stop. Good boy. Cooper, come. With me. Hey. So this might be the first time you ever see this dog walk like this. Now watch. You see how he's not paying attention to this dog?
Yes.
Hey. Come. Good boy. See how different that was? That's what we need. So, good boy. Yes. Good boy. Attaboy. So right now, and this is what I want also, I want him to start to work harder. Even on this short walk, he can't be stopping and starting and stopping and starting because honestly, for anyone who's walking at all, that's not a good cardio workout for you either. You know, so if you actually wanted this walk to benefit you or your mom, you wouldn't want this walk to be continuous, right? I wouldn't want to walk 5 steps and then stop, wait, and then walk another 10 steps and stop and wait for him. It's pretty ridiculous. So the same thing for him. He needs this same type of workout, just like we do, even on the walk, even if he's not running all day. He needs this complete walk like that. So really what's nice, he's not paying attention to this dog at all. And you know why? Because he's already feeling like I've got control of him. Like he's not in front of me on point. He already knew that all he had to do was just walk by, and that's all I wanted him to do. See that? So let's walk by this dog again. Trooper, come. Hey, with me. With me. With me. No. With me. With me. Come, come. Come, come. So, does that do stuff to him usually? Like that?
Usually I'm not out with him when the mail truck comes.
Okay, because he was sort of reacting to that a little bit. It felt like, so even that noise. Come. Already he's understanding that I have more control of him than anyone has had with him before. So we're going to walk down the right side of the street with you doing the same thing. The only thing I'm doing is if he gets out ahead of me, I just give him a little, just that. I'm just giving him that, and it releases. So you can see how that releases like that, and then releases back. You can see that this is not choking him. I can get a good finger in there, okay? I want to keep this up, right behind his ears, up underneath his chin, because if it slips down, it can choke him.
Okay.
But right up here like this, won't. If you
Okay.
put it down around his larynx though, like that will choke him. So this is one of the things about this piece of equipment that if it's used wrong, it can be detrimental to your dog. If I don't have this on now for right side, so the way this is slipped on, this is for him to be healed on my right side. If I wanted him to be on my left side and I kept it on like that, it would be pulling over and that would choke him again. See, it's not releasing right, okay? So if I wanted him on my left side, I take this off and I just flip the thing around, put it right back on.
Okay.
I tell most people though, the reason why we like to have our dog on the right side is that I literally want my dog to be the passenger most of the time.
Okay.
See, I'm the driver, he's the passenger. If we're walking on the street and we're, just in normal traffic, most people are walking past me on my left. I want my dog on my right side so that he doesn't have to be bumping in the traffic. I can control my dog right. Okay? So, see what he's doing right now? See that? This way. So already he's complying simply because of the equipment. That little flare that he did, that was just a little tantrum that says, wow, I've never been controlled like this. I've never even had this before. What's this about? I'm usually out doing this, So as soon as you have somebody, that says, hey, I want you to just completely follow me. I'm going to turn around no matter where I go. You can't do anything. When I stop, you stop. If I'm stopping and talking to somebody, he should be sitting just like that. Okay? So I'm going to give you the reins. We're going to go across the street. You're going to keep them on your right side. Let's see how you do with this. Okay? Okay, so here's our first one. Most people do exactly what you just did. They take a leash and they put it in your hand like this, and they tighten up this, and they think they're controlling the dog. So really what I just did, I want to start to do this. I want to say, Trooper, come. And I want, when he's walking with me, for there to be a nice little bit of loop in that leash right there. See that? I want there to be this nice little U in this loop. So that he starts to feel now that he's not being pulled, he's just following me right here. See that? So nothing but following me right here. Boy, whoa, stop. Good boy. Stop. Wow. Yow. That was nice.
You can even relax your arm a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can speed up if you want. So this is the first time I think he's followed. So let's go away from the house again because he might think he's going back home. Also, the bone that we use, a raw bone with the bone marrow in it for their teeth. So it gets a lot of good calcium in them. great for cleaning their teeth, so you don't actually have to go and scrub their teeth all the time. But that's part of the whole eating process too. They should get bone at least 3 to 4 times a week, no more than 15 minutes at a time. Okay. So one of the things that the dog has to understand about his food is that this food is not his. This is not his food, and so we only use one bowl for the dog. So water is down all day long. When I go to feed the dog, water goes out, food goes in, and now I'm gonna show you how it.
Fortune, come over here. You come.
So what we want to have the dog understand is that we're sharing this food. I'm sharing my food with him lovingly, and that he has to start to respect my food. This is not his at all. Okay. So I put the food down. Okay. That's very respectful. Okay. So I'm going to tell him, I'm going to give him a command. Trooper, eat. I'll show him the food. Eat. Come, eat. It's doing really good so far. Off. So he's not going at his food nearly as bad as I thought he would, okay? And I'm going to keep repeating this process, and I'll say, Trooper, eat. Show him the food again. Eat. Come, eat. Off. Wow. Crazy. So, I'm not even having to do anything with it now. So now I'm going to try it without even touching. Now, ready? Trooper, eat. Come, eat. Eat. Come. Good boy. Off. Very nice. So that's the start of the process right there. So to get through this bowl, should take about a good, I'm going to let him stay off the food, let him relax for a bit, let him digest, and then I go back to the food again, let him go on it a few seconds. Now, if our dog, our eating protocol looks like this with our dog. Eat, off, because he goes at his food like that. And so he gets one good chomp in there and off. I go, eat, off. Come, come, come. Good boy. Come. Come. So one of the things he might be reluctant of is that since I have this between my feet, he understands that this is my food, you know, and he's being extremely respectful, okay? If I put this out for him and just let him go at it, he gets a whole different attitude about what his food is and that it's his, okay? Come, eat. Come. Come. Eat. Good boy. Come. Eat. Now, this is a great sign too. So if I put food down in front of a dog, okay, and he's refusing any food, he's being seriously overfed. He's already telling me that, so that no matter what, if a dog is hungry and we want to keep him hungry, that he's had enough for a while. If I took this dog home, if I had him from the shelter, and we do this with all our dogs that we bring home immediately, we would fast him that first day.
Okay.
We fast him because we don't want to cause any anxiety. We won't put food on top of that anxiety of the move or anything. But he's already telling me he could stand to fast a day right now. So you fed him already once today? Fed him this morning? Yeah. I wouldn't feed him again until tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Wouldn't feed him again until tomorrow. In fact, he sort of had him a little bit of a meal. But he's already telling me that he's overfed and underworked at that point. Because any dog hungry is going to go at that food, you know, without hesitation.
Yeah.
Okay? No matter if it's between my feet or not. But what was nice is that he showed me a lot of respect. He showed me that his eating protocol can be regulated really easily with that eat off protocol. Just use that lead, pull it off of him, let him sit, have a conversation, maybe sit here, eat a little sandwich with him, you know. That's really how you start to feed your dog, and how he changes his attitude toward you and his food. You see that? All right, let's go. And we're off. Slow it down, Pete. That little guy's almost out of gas, which is good. Pete, slow down, please. Yeah, we're almost home. All three of them hooked up, basically off leash, on leash. That looks really great, guys. There's our shadow. Really nice. Slow down, Pete. Whoa, whoa, stop.